Good evening, folks. I thought I'll provide you some ideas today on how to reduce disruption caused by power outages. We just came out of a 4-day power outage, something that can happen now and into the winter. So, the best way to manage this is by planning ahead, and here are a few ideas. First one is you got to have an alternate power source. You need a generator like the one I'm showing here. What I chose was a generator with a capacity of about 7,000 watts. That should be good enough for a 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom house because you kind of average consume about 3,000 to 4,000 watts unless you switch on microwave and a dishwasher and other equipments beyond a fridge and a TV. So this particular generator comes at an ideal price point for a 7,000 watts. It's pretty economical. Now, just having a generator is not enough. There are certain things you need to do to make this something suitable for you. First of all, make sure the generator you buy has an electric start, like this one with a battery and a button, and it also comes with a remote, the new ones. Secondly, just the generator won't be enough again, right? Even if it powers on, this needs to supply the electricity back to your equipments and devices at home. And there are two ways. First is with these outlets are point to point connections. Again, that won't be enough. You can't keep running extension cables from these outlets to the TV, fridge and all these. That won't work. What you really need is this guy here, the 240 volt outlet. That one comes with a particular cable like this one. You need to buy this cable along with the generator, and you need to also have a hook created for a house like the way I have done here. This is something electrician can do for you. Call him in and he will set this up for you. It's called as a 240 250 volt outdoor connector for generators. Now let's get inside and find out how this seamlessly connects to your main supply. Alright, here's the video of my main circuit board. So here is what's happening. This is the breaker, the main breaker for providing supply from the utilities into your house, and this is the breaker for your generator. And look at this cool device. It's called as a generator interlock clip. It runs on this cam, and it can only have one of the breakers on at any given point in time. So right now we have power at home, the main is on, and the clip has pushed itself down, so the generator breaker cannot be turned on unless I switch off the main and then move the clip up so that the generator can be turned on. So this is a very cool device. You don't need extra panels to connect your generator to your main. You can just use this clip and get the whole hookup done. Now this is something only done by electrician, so call him in and he would set it up for you. Once you have that in place, there is a little bit of adjustment you need to do, which is the generator that I have gives me 7,000 watts, so I cannot run all devices. So I have turned off certain devices which we don't need. For example, the dishwasher, disposal, washer dryer, all these have been turned off to conserve electricity. And something you can calculate to make sure you have enough capacity and what you burn is inside that 7,000 watt limit. Alright, so this is the first tip I wanted to provide you, how to get your generator connected to your main supply. Next few things you need. One of them is a battery backup inverter. Let me show you this one. So why do you need this, right? So you cannot be running generator 24/7. That doesn't work. There would be points in time where you have to shut down the generator, add more fuel to it, or it's night and you need to store it back in. So you need a battery system like this. This is a car battery. Ideally you should buy a marine battery and then have a way to charge it. I have created a solar panel outdoors. I get the power from the solar panel and it charges. You can also use trickle chargers like these ones. that can charge these batteries constantly. And then buy an inverter like the one I have here. It's a 200 watt inverter. This inverter can convert a 12 volt DC current into 110 volt, which then can run bulbs in your house, modem, router, Wi-Fi system, all that. And that's what I do. I run the generator, and when I shut down the generator, the battery takes care of providing me electricity for essentials like lighting and modem and Wi-Fi. Additionally, what I've done is I've also purchased a 12 volt bulb which can directly get hooked up to this battery current, and then you can get such kind of units in Home Depot. Use those to connect the bulb. And what I've done is I've taken the supply from here onto into the living room upstairs, created the outlet there so that I can just plug in this 12 volt bulb whenever I need. Also, I have one more cool device I forgot to show you, which is this guy. It's a very economical battery. What happens is, see this guy? Anytime you lose power, the light comes on. You get these in Amazon. Keep those handy. I bought about 5 or 6 of these. Just plug them in different rooms. In case we lose power in the night, these just come on. And that could be your first line of defense before we go figure out a generator and switch things on. Alright, I'm out here. Just want to tell you one more thing, which is you need to be securing your generator. So make sure you purchase a chain like this, and then also get some clamps, put them into the wall, get a lock. Make sure that your generator is not exposed to bad guys. That way, if you're running the generator and nobody's outdoors here, the chain can at least detour, if not prevent any theft from happening. Now, one more thing that I've done at home is almost everything, first of all, at home runs on electricity, but that's really not true. You can convert a stove, like the kitchen stove can be gas, your dryer can be gas, so do that. We have our kitchen stove is from natural gas, so that we are not dependent on electricity. If you are not having a gas stove, make sure you take your electric stove out and replace it with a gas stove. That way a good 3000 watts of power is not required from the generator, and it can be directly from your utilities. In case that's very costly to swap out, you can get a camping stove from one of those Walmarts or Home Depots and have those handy. So that way you can again reduce dependency on electricity. Alright, I think these were all the tips I had. So let me summarize them again. Generator, get that, absolutely. Generator has to have electric start, and it is absolutely handy because these generators are sitting idle for a good 2-3 years before your power runs out, and which is when you need them, and cranking them to start is very difficult. Battery start, the advantage is even if the battery is dead, you can jump start them, and that's what I did after 3 years when I switched this guy on. So generator with battery start, first tip. Secondly, secure that with a chain and a lock. Second tip is get a marine battery and a trickle charger, so that you can use that for lighting and some small devices like charging cell phones and Wi-Fi modems and those devices. You can use that for good 4 to 5 hours while your generator is down. Third tip is get your kitchen stove converted to gas. And fourth is that small device I showed you, which automatically becomes a battery, a small light device when electricity goes off. Keep those in many rooms. Alright, that way things become convenient. You cannot stop power outages, but you can at least minimize the disruption. All the best for any upcoming power outages. Hopefully we don't get them for next 1 to 2 years. but good luck.